so very much. It's my pleasure next to introduce an individual who has risen to national prominence over just the last few months. An individual who has appeared on national television, national cable television, national public radio, has appeared and testified before the United States Congress, both the House and the Senate. Someone who's become a dear friend. I met him before he came out of the closet, as it were. Wendell Potter is an individual who has become an absolute whistleblower on the industry he knows so well, and the reason he knows the industry so well is because he's former CIGNA executive turned whistleblower and strong single-payer advocate. Yeah. Give it up for Wendell Potter.
Kids to be here today because I'd like them to see that they. Thank you. Thank you very much for that warm reception. I'm really grateful to be here. Do I have to speak louder? Is that okay? I'll have to learn how to do that. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. And as I was saying, I wish my kids could be here to see this today so they can see what their dad is doing, but also to see what you all are doing here. And I'm so humbled to be a part of this group. I walked up the Capitol steps a few minutes ago and I saw 3 words engraved on a post in there. It said, "Truth for Authority." And that's what you guys are representing today. That's what you are here doing. You are bringing truth for the authority in this building, and you speak truth to authority. So thank you all, and thank you for welcoming me into this group and to be a part of what you're trying to do. I have been on an absolute magnificent journey, a magnificent adventure since I testified before the Senate Committee, the Senate Commerce Committee on June the 24th. That was the day that I'll never forget. Testifying before that committee was, without a doubt, the scariest thing I've ever done, the hardest thing I've ever done, but in retrospect, absolutely the best and most important thing I have ever done. I had no idea what would happen to me as a result of that. I was always thinking of the worst, but it's been an absolute wonderful experience for me that's taken me from coast to coast. Yesterday I was in Appleton, Wisconsin, and I was driven by a volunteer who drove me last night from Appleton 3 hours down to Chicago so I could spend the night there to catch an early flight down here. It just gives you an idea of the dedication of people who are so supportive of real healthcare reform. I wasn't going to miss this at all. I got about 3 hours of sleep last night so I could be here, because Chuck is right. Before I decided to do this, I was seeking out people who I knew were doing the right thing, and I wanted to get inspiration from them. And Chuck and Walter Sue are 2 of the people that I wanted to talk to and wanted to find out what drove them, what made you do what makes you do what you're doing. And they and you are truly inspiring and have been inspirations to me to do what I've been able to do. I've been asked often, why did you? What was it? What really made you decide to do this? And it was a difficult decision, but it was both gradual and sudden. The higher up the corporate ladder I climbed, the more I could see, the more I understood how insurance companies dump the sick, how they confuse their customers, and they do that so that they can increase their profits, all for the benefit of the people who own them, and not the people, but the organizations, the institutions, the Wall Street masters that control these companies. In the last 15 years, our health insurance system has changed radically, and we need to take action to reverse what has happened to our healthcare system. 15 years ago, it was bad. Today, it is far, far worse. And I have been a part of what has happened to our healthcare system, and I frankly would like to apologize to all of you for the role that I played in cheating you out of healthcare reform in years past. I played a role in helping to set up front groups. I played a role in helping to write talking points, some that you're hearing right today. You hear politicians, you hear conservative pundits say that what is being proposed in Washington is a government takeover of our healthcare system. That is an expression that I used to write, and I'm ashamed of that, but I recognized it. I also came to my senses finally as I was understanding exactly what insurance companies want all of us to do. They want to move all of us into plans that shift more and more of the financial responsibility to us. They call them consumer-driven plans, but what they are is represents cost shifting. I happen to know that the average household income in this country is $50,000. The price of a decent health insurance plan for a family of 4 is $13,500 now. We cannot continue to do that. And the way that the insurance companies want to control healthcare costs, their silver bullet is to make us pay even more. They are making us pay more out of our own pockets before they'll pay a dime. And they're pushing more of us into limited benefit plans, often that are so limited that they don't even cover hospitalization. So we are paying, in many instances, premiums for fake or junk insurance. And that is what will continue unless we are successful in defeating them this time and in the future. I decided, though, to start speaking out. I quit my job in May of 2008, but it was only earlier this year that I decided to speak out. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I knew that I didn't want to be a part of what I had been doing. I was very ashamed of the role that I played in defeating healthcare reform over the past several years. But I was watching news coverage of President Obama's White House summit back in March, his summit on healthcare. And I saw some of the people I used to work with assuring the president that, Mr. President, this time we're going to work with you. You can count on us. We're going to be good faith partners in making sure that we finally get the healthcare reform that people need. I knew that was disingenuous. I was really upset about that. But it was just about a day later, I saw a congressman from my home state of Tennessee being interviewed. And he was asked about the problem of the uninsured in this country. And his response was that, you know what? Half the people who are uninsured are that way by choice. They have decided that they just don't want to buy insurance, and they decide to go naked, as he put it. Actually, he used the word naked, which is what we say in East Tennessee. And I knew at that point that he was a shill for the insurance companies. So many people who are our elected officials in Congress are shilling for the health insurance industry.
Absolutely! Exactly!
And I recognized him as a shill because I used to write that kind of stuff. I was trying to perpetuate that kind of misinformation. The reality, of course, is that people who are uninsured, for the most part, can't afford it. They just don't have the money to do it. And many of those people who are uninsured are destitute. Can't get the care they need. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I'm being censored here. Thank you.